Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. So today I figured I would just do a quick response video type of thing again, since I've done quite a few of these already. The last couple of these I've done were giant monster related, so I just thought, fuck it, let's do another one I guess. When it comes to giant monsters, smashing shit up and whatever. So yeah, just fuck it up, I guess. Anyway, so of course I'm gonna keep in line of that because in this video I'll be talking about the softies, aka the plugged-in TV show. Okay, not really a TV show, but the plugged-in show focused by the family. So okay, there's gonna be more in relays of that. There's gonna be talking about a text review they had on their uh side, I guess. Which, if you ask me, a text review is a pretty lazy thing to do, but that's just my opinion or whatever. I mean, in my honest opinion, I much rather see a review on a video than read it, if you ask me. But that's more of a personal opinion, personal preference, really. But I don't know, it's just me, alright? But here I am, gonna go into one of their text reviews, which, again, yes, I've done before. I've talked about these individuals quite a few times before, so I just thought, I guess it wouldn't hurt. Anyway, so moreover, it's going to be more in reference to the 2014 Godzilla film. And up to this point, there haven't been a Godzilla film for about, what, maybe 10 years. So the Godzilla series was considered dead. Because, like I said, there hasn't been a Godzilla movie in about a decade. So it was considered dead. Just like King Kong. There haven't been a King Kong film for quite some time. So here we are. That's a little nice tidbit for you. Anyway, so that's gonna be definitely more in depth than whatever this puzzle would do. Of course, again, this is gonna be a quote unquote review, if you want to call it that, for the 2014 film. So I'm just gonna be reading off what this individual have been saying and give my own commentary because I already know what this person gonna say is completely and utterly wrong. Just literally literally everything what this person is gonna say is completely wrong. And this individual, the person who reviewed this movie, well, at least this one anyway, is named Paul, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. So in the section that says movie review, it states that, hey, we all have problems. You got them, I got them. Maybe you're failing algebra or struggling to pay bills. Okay, I don't see what this has to do with anything, but okay. But maybe feeling a little fluish at the moment. I still don't know what this has to do with anything, but okay. Anyway, maybe your job is in jeopardy. Again, I don't see what this has to do with anything, but here you go. Maybe your movie review is due right now and you're still trying to think of something clever to say. Yeah, that's funny. Ha ha ha. Anyway, our lives are never ever problem free. I still don't know what that has to do with anything, but okay. Anyway, but some problems are bigger than others. I still don't know what that has to do with anything, but okay. The reviewer goes on to say, take one of Japan's uh, nuclear power plant, for instance, which, yes, the 2014 Godzilla film did take some inspiration from a real life nuclear incident that had occurred in Japan. And yes, that was used briefly as, I mean, it was not the inspiration for the entire movie, but it was an inspiration at least for a part of it. So that does play into the film to some extent, I guess. Yes, it does play a thing here, of course. Anyway, so this movie reviewer is trying to give a brief glimpse of that. What had happened quite a few times before, of course. There you go. But anyway, the reviewer does mention the Muto, the monsters that does face off in the film, each relation for lunch, as they say. I don't know whose day he's talking about, but whatever. And then there was the present that there's like a present problem, of course. I gotta have a plan A, plan B, a plan C, and whatnot, of course. But basically, what I'm trying to say here is the individual does a really bad job covering the plot because he doesn't really cover anything. It does some of the nuclear thing, of course, obviously. And while the film does do the whole nuke thing with that brought Godzilla to life and whatnot, while It kind of does that, but it does that in a different way. The 2014 film doesn't really have any connection to the 2014 film, has nothing to do with the 1954 film, despite the obvious themes of nuclear warhead, the character's name, and human arrogance and whatnot. In the grand scheme of things, I mean, yes, these two films do share a lot in common, but the 2014 film takes place in a different continuity than the original film. So I really don't understand why the original film was mentioned here. But okay, so that's random. For those who don't know, you're gonna be really confused. Isn't Christ? It's just weird. This little series is not like how the Star Wars series, because the vast majority of stuff they made is connected, with some exceptions, because of the fact that there's some what if hypothetical situations where it doesn't include it. It's kind of joining us. Okay, let's say one of the Star Wars movies that is canon mentions one of the what if scenarios. Like what? So again, why would the movie reviewer mention this? I don't know. But again, the person who made this review does a bad job anyway, because he doesn't mention the characters. He doesn't mention anything. The monster because of a face off, yes, and the situation, the nuclear power plant that loosely inspired this film to some extent, yes, was mentioned, but that's as far as it went, really. I mean, yeah, there was this military guy who was the main character in this film, and he basically is the main character, of course. And there was yes, of course, there's one character from the one actor from Breaking Bad who plays a character here, of course. Everybody's looking at him like some lunatic. Oh, what are you saying? It doesn't make no sense and whatnot. And he goes through some tragedy in life, of course. But then when things start to unfold, now suddenly everybody starts to believe him. There's this giant monster loose, and this giant monster being, of course, Godzilla himself. And he's starting to do his thing, of course, start fighting these monsters. Maybe he has a. I mean, this guy actually has a point. So there was that, obviously. So again, this person, whoever made this review, goes on to say that, yeah, let's face it, we humans don't have a giant, a giant, big way to deal with problems quite this big. When it comes to giant monsters, well, no shit, Sherlock. I mean, yes, a lot. I mean, okay, yes, a lot of the Godzilla films do attempt to make it realistic, at least attempt to. But again, why does this movie reviewer has to bring the fact that in real life you don't have to deal with it? I don't know. That makes no sense. Why do you have to mention that exactly? I'm confused here exactly. Okay. Oh yeah, we don't have because really two creatures the size of small mountains square off against each other in nearly nearby cities. So what's the worst thing that can happen? He would ask. Like what? What? I'm confused. There were telling more than two giant monsters in here, folks. So I don't get what was the point of sent wording like that. I'm confused. Again, I don't know what this individual is trying to get at, really, like, at all. Anyway, moving from all that, we go into the section where it says, positive elements. So, of course, this person can just glance over a lot of stuff a bit. So, anyway, Godzilla and his gargantuan co-store. Well, so many co-stores because there's more than one. Anyway, so anyway, here isn't good or bad. Well, that's debatable because Godzilla himself. That's like one of the misconceptions. Like, okay, it's one of my pet peeves here. That for the most part, I mean, there are some exceptions to this, of course, like Shin Godzilla or the one Godzilla film where he's pretty much a zombie. Yeah, Godzilla has been depicted as evil before, like just pure evil. That has been done before. But anyway, that aside, but generally speaking, for the most part, because himself, he's more just want to be left alone. He's more of an isolated type of character. He does not be bothered by anybody. He won't really tolerate if somebody bothers him. He's pretty much the type of character that will react. He would never intentionally go out his way just to just destroy a bunch of shit. That's not really his thing. But the Mutos, whatever you call them in this movie, yes, they are going out there right and just cause havoc against humans. because they want nuclear energy, of course. So they are going out their way to just do a bunch of stuff here against humans and just pretty much disrupt their lives. The human disturb human life and just not care. They don't care if you're a struggling business. They don't care if you have a family to feed. They don't care if your marriage is falling apart. They just want to get nuclear energy and destroy a bunch of stuff along the way. If your house or apartment complex is on that path, oh well, tough shit, you're all dead. And Godzilla himself, the only really reason he fights against these mortals, or whatever you call them, is because of the fact that he wants to protect the Earth. It's the Earth he wants to protect, not people, not the city, really. So he's more like a wild animal that's put in to protect its land, like a lion or what have you. It's very territorial, if that makes any sense for you. Yeah, again, I'm glad to know a lot of detail here, but anyway, it's still more in depth whatever this person did. Anyway, this individual goes on to say they don't smash buildings. Yes, they do, because they're monsters of terrorist organization. I don't know since when, but I don't know who's this organization this person's referring to. On who's the terrorist exactly? I don't know. Or they may have unresolved mommy issues. Again, who? Who is this they? They're just really big and whatnot. But anyway, this again, I don't know who's they he's talking about, but again, he's trying to play the reviewer here. He's trying to play the. He's trying to paint the picture that they're just giant monsters, and that's about it. There's no substance, just giant monsters causing havoc. That's it. Just surface level stuff is something I'm going to get at. This just tells me that this individual has no knowledge when it comes to Godzilla movies at all. They just eat, barbecue, and that's it. And who knows, vacation in Hawaii for the rest of us. Okay, that's supposed to be a joke. But anyway, so so this movie you're trying to say mention something lines of when it comes to taking accountability. Like you really expect these monsters to really do that? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to kill you, doggy. Like, if there's anybody that needs to take accountability, it's a lot of you Christians. So as if this were not enough, this is coming from a Christian movie reviewing site. I mean, I didn't mention that earlier because, well, for one, like I said before, I mentioned these people multitude of different times. Anyway, moreover, the humans, on the other hand, know exactly what they're doing, like the monsters did. And I don't know what the puzzle means by that because, I mean, the monsters are not supposed to be mindless brutes, which technically the war. They have their own personality. Anyway, I don't know what this person's getting at. Oh, the humans knew what they were doing. No, they didn't. Like, what does this mean exactly? Because the thing is that what gets me is that a lot of human characters did not want to take that one character mentioned earlier because the one character from earlier everybody thought was crazy. It's going to send everybody to the Stone Age or something like that because he was onto something, but nobody believed him. So clearly, the human characters did not know what they're doing because no one was the one to take his word for it. Uh, anyway, but this movie reviewer just goes on to say that the prime hero in this film is this Navy sailor named uh, Ford, if I remember correctly. He has a wife, a little boy back home in San Francisco. He loves him very dearly. If this sounds very specific, that's because it is. And because what this individual is he's trying to insert Christianity into the film because when it comes to Christianity, of course, we all know that they love to talk about family, be together, and of course, the traditional white picket fence, one man, one woman, all that jazz. You know, so basically, he's trying to bring up this whole. He's trying to put extra emphasis on this because he views this as a positive element for the film. So trying to reinforce this idea to people, enforce his belief system, and onto whoever's reading his review. Because in this case, that would be me, I guess. Anyway, so uh, yeah, no, who needs to take accountability here? It's you, pal. Anyway, but moreover, he's basically just reinforces over again, over again, because he brings him the that line from the movie. Well, he's your family. Yeah, when it comes to referring to with a line from the character, one of the characters here, and of course the character, the reviewer doesn't bring up the whole military fighters, and they're really brave and very, I guess, very brave and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, yes, the military does play a major part in this film. But what I don't understand here is that Godzilla films always had military. I don't understand is that okay? Before I get to that, it seems manipulative if you ask me, because this individual is trying to say that oh yeah, I'm cool with the military. If you criticize me, you criticize the military. Mate, no, that's mad ignorant. That's hella arrogant right there. Mate, no, it's not the military I'm criticizing. I'm criticizing this individual because he got the wrong perspective. Because of the fact the Godzilla films, the vast majority of them anyway, has something to do with the military. That was always a thing in the films since the very get go. Why wasn't this ever mentioned in the movie review? I don't know. Seems weird. Anyway, folks, just then moving on from that point is that supposedly the spiritual element, there's a section called spiritual element. Some refers to Godzilla as being a god for all inhabitants and purposes. A prayer is said over a plane full of fighters to go into the monster mashed area. Okay, what this individual does not understand is that while Godzilla himself can be referred to as a god, yes, but it's not in the same way in like Jesus and God. It's not in the same context at all. It's not in a Christian way at all. Yes, even in an American movie, it's still not in the Christian context. Godzilla himself is the god of destruction. He's the god of destruction because he destroys everything, like he does in like pretty much in almost in every movie. So yeah, when it comes to the spiritual elements section of this, it doesn't really say much. But then going if you actually go to the side and go further down, and I'm going to go to a part where it says sexual or romantic content. So I don't know what he's getting at, but anyway, after the main character, the soldier character, returns from a 14-month tour of duty, he and of course Ellie start on this foreplay on a couch, which this little thing is soon interrupted. Well, I mean, I'm confused here. When was there ever foreplay? I've seen the film more than once. When was this ever foreplay? I mean, you can flirt. You can flirt with somebody. I mean, okay, granted, flirting with somebody can sometimes include foreplay, but then again, I don't think whoever wrote this feels like this individual never knew what a foreplay is. You must have had a very, very, very boring teenage years, and you're born, and your 20s were pretty boring as well. Let me guess, you're somebody in your 40s or 50s, right? You have to take a good swing at this. Anyway, so the kiss somewhere else too, and in a flashback we get to see the main character's mother and father smooching a car. But that's sexual? That you okay? Okay, I don't see what sexual sexual con. Okay, anyway, but anyway, we never could. Yeah, and again, if anybody's reading this, reading the review along with me, if anyone is, yeah, some of you went to the site. Now I'm going to the part where it says the violent content. It says it's just as absurd as the previous one, and just like the violent content, it says this is a Godzilla movie after all, not an episode of some show he was talking about. There'll be chunks of entire cities are destroyed. Matter of fact, one will assume the fatalities. I mean, yeah, people are going to die. The monsters, the casualties. Yeah, people are going to die. Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, is the movie violent? I mean, yeah, it's violent, but not graphic violence. But what this individual is trying to do is he's trying to make it like blood curdling, violent. It's like the most graphic thing in the world. It's pretty much like the Saw movies, apparently. Are you trying going down for violence? It's not okay. It's not that violent. It's violent, but not that violent. Then, of course, when it comes to the military doing their thing, of course, that's too violent apparently. So, I mean, I'm glancing over just a bit, but this is ridiculous. So, buildings are getting destroyed, severely damaged. Bridges are being destroyed. Trains are being destroyed. There's lots of stuff blowing up and whatnot. Yada yada. Again, it's a giant monster movie. So I don't know what this part is talking about. Like, so what? Anyway, I don't get it. So anyway, then when it comes to crude or profound language, of course, this person didn't like the fact that the character said some no words and whatnot. But I guess that'll be it, folks. So I know I said this was gonna be a much shorter video, but yeah, I just there's like so much stupid in this, folks. There's like a lot of stupid in this. Oh boy. Anyway, that would be it for now, folks. So thanks for watching. This was just horrible. It was just an other horrible review here, folks. It was just terrible. Anyway, so yeah. As always, thanks for watching. See you.